Hello, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a movie review of a 1973 movie called Executive Action. This movie deals with the JFK conspiracy. The official story is Oswald acted alone, shot him from the sixth floor of the schoolbook depository, and the people even back then they knew something was wrong with that. Okay, it's a stupid explanation. It doesn't hold water from any angle, and the government knew it, but they're still pushing it. So this movie, even today, is still relevant. This is a hypothetical how the assassination could have been planned and executed. That's what this is. That's the basic plot of this movie. This movie has some seriously important information in it. It's got really good actors, really good plot, really good character development. It's an all-star cast. Burt Lancaster, Robert Ryan, Will Geer, Gilbert Green, John Anderson, Paul Carr, Ed Lauter, Walter Brooke, Robert Carnes, Deanna Darren, William Watson, Colby Chester. I mean, every person in this movie you've seen in something else. I guarantee you. And keep in mind, this is a hypothetical movie, but it is straightforward and it is very chilling because this movie shows even back then how the cogs of government secrecy and compartmentalization work. The underlying premise is they don't like what Kennedy was doing. They don't like the way he was running the Oval Office, the policies that he was enacting, and eventually they decide to kill him, and they do it. And it shows how they blame it on Oswald and the whole nine yards. It is chilling how it works. There is a scene in this movie that is, oh my God, breathtakingly scary. It's Burt Lancaster and Robert Ryan, and they're taking a break from what they're doing, and they're out in the yard, and they're talking. And Robert Ryan, it's a brilliant scene where he's talking about overpopulation and globalization, and how they're going to plan to deal with it. And the way this guy talks, how he talks, what he says, I mean, you could transplant that into any globalist office today, and you can envision them saying the same thing. Globalism is bad. Anybody who thinks globalism is a good thing, watch this movie and pay close attention to that scene, and you'll understand why it's so bad. It is, oh my God, terrifying. And remember, this was back in 1973. They were talking about this. Okay? And this guy's talking about how they're going to deal with this overpopulation. How, wars in selected areas and blah, 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 blah. And keep in mind what's happened since then. Since 1963, you've got the wars in Vietnam, Kosovo, the brush wars in the Sudan, the wars in the Middle East. How many millions of people have died in warfare since then? And you ask yourself how that plays into this one scene in this one movie, this hypothetical movie from 1973. Think about it. When you watch that scene, think about it. Because it literally is terrifying. Because what they're talking about today fits exactly into that. They want a one world government. They want to depopulate the planet. Overpopulation is a big thing in the last Democratic debate right here in America. I did a video called Leftist Democrat Lunacy on Parade, I think it was called. And I was talking about a debate where they were planning on paying for abortions worldwide with American taxpayer money. That agenda, that globalist agenda of depopulation is still going on today. And it's all on the left. Nobody on the right is talking about that as far as I know. I'm a conservative, and as far as I know, nobody's saying, hey, they're having too many kids, Now, I believe there are some people who shouldn't have kids. But, and I believe some people have too many kids. But it's not for me to say. It's none of my damn business. If people can afford 8 or 10 or 12 kids or whatever, who are we to tell them they can't? Procreation is a human right. Okay? Abortion is murder, period. Look at my video on abortion. You'll see what I'm talking about. But this one scene in this 1973 movie is just terrifying. That one scene is worth the entire movie. Because you can argue, well, this couldn't happen because of that, or this couldn't happen because of that. But the fact that they're talking about this subject matter with this clarity in a movie from 1973, it's enough to make you piss your pants. It's scary. All right? I'm just saying. If you want a good movie, one that rivets and keeps your attention, it's, oh my God, terrifying. And then there's a scene at the end. There's a little snippet. And it talks about the material witnesses of the Kennedy assassination that have died and how they've died. And they talk about an actuary conducted by, I want to say it's the London Times, and a company that they hired to do this actuary. And they calculated the odds of all these people dying from these diverse means, and how, in the short time frame that they died. And they calculated the odds, if I remember correctly, 100,000 trillion to 1. Go to Vegas with those odds. Nobody would ever gamble again. I'm just saying, it's this movie is thought-provoking. It's very, very riveting. It gets it doesn't coax your attention. It grabs you by the frickin' throat and holds your attention. There's nothing about this movie that doesn't scream, oh my God, we got to do something about it. I mean, it's just, it makes you, it's like a call to action. It really is. But this globalism is a real threat, people, and they knew about it even back in 1973. So, if you want to watch a good movie, Executive Action from 1973, starring Burt Lancaster and Robert Ryan and Will Geer. Just check it out. You'll see what I mean. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.